I'm just going to put some music on. It's on Bluetooth, so give me a second. Much better. Sometimes you drive, you're in the car, and you've got so much going through your mind. And there's a lot that can go through your mind. And when your mind gets bustled up and when it gets its own kind of turmoil, you try and get to which is more important. But you jump from one topic to the next, to the next, to the next. And that's where you fall down. You fall down into a busy tuzz of what's going on in your mind. And it's hard to recognize it. It's hard to come out. It's hard to bring out a solution. So I'll tell you what I do when that happens, when I've got a lot going on in my mind, how I cope with it. And step number one is play some music. Whether it's soulful music, whether it's a song that you love, song that you usually tap your fingers to or you dance to, whether it's any of that, what you do is you play that song, right? So that you can start calming your base thoughts. And once you've started calming your base thoughts, you're left with only the more important ones. That which is bugging your mind the most is that which will repeat itself while you're in that music. That's the strongest thought. That's the strongest thing that's bothering you. And that's what you sort out first. You see, the rest of it will just fall away and become quiet because it's less important to you emotionally. Because whenever you put on music, music triggers an emotional response of something you're used to, something you like to, something that pulls out a memory, it brings out soul food. So it's a responsive reaction, a soulful responsive reaction. Any thoughts that come up while you are thinking that, those thoughts need to be tackled. If that is emotion of being upset or emotion of anger towards a friend or a family member or a loved one, you need to be able to talk that out. That doesn't mean that you have to have a resolution or a solution of that. It doesn't have to be resolved. But the fact is that you have to talk it out, because that shelves it, that compartmentalizes it. That means that you've spoken it, you've put it one side, you can come back to it later. It clears your mind. If the biggest thought that comes up to you is panic-stricken of what's happening at the end of the month, if it's finances, again, it's not the solution as to why you need finances, but it is the solution that what can you do to avoid it, or what can you do to aid it, that comes into mind. Everybody can sit down and say, gosh, I need X, Y, and Z in order to cover bills towards the end of the month. But how much of those bills do you really need? How much of them are necessary for you to get by and live with? Okay? And then it's not so much the amount that you need to do or need to cover, but what else can you do within your workflow, within your plan, that makes it viable? Do you need to ask for a raise? Are you earning enough money? Do you consult? Are your prices correctly aligned with the market around you? Sometimes you need to be able to position yourself in a better position in order to earn that better money. If it's within the finances that is bugging you down. If you're having issues with friends and issues with relationships and loved ones, that too needs to be talked out and worked out. The fact is that if you bottle any emotion up inside of you, you're going to be walking around in a bit of a mess. You need to start compartmentalizing them. You need to start understanding which is your more important emotion to tackle, whether it's via music so you can thin it out. Once that's done, take down a pen and say, hey, I felt really bad about this, and I felt bad about this next, but I've written it down so I can start actioning it. Okay. It's a really cool life hack. I think it's something that you could use at any time. I use it. Clears my mind. I've got development work. I've got kids at school. I've got teenagers growing up. I've got just so much happening. Where to find the next project? Where to find before you know it, you're busy countering yourself and it's just not healthy. Put on some music, take a deep breath, and just exhale all the bullshit in life out. You'll come up to solutions. At least you will singular, and you would hone out what's really bugging you the most, and you can work on that first. All right, love and light. Remember, your smile is your passport. You can use it well, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Don't forget to play that music. Bye. That's your soul food.